Jeff's Superscript is brought to you by Black Cat Comics and Collectibles, in my opinion, the best comic shop and clubhouse on the internet. Make sure to follow them at Black Cat Burbank on Instagram and ask them about their Stray Cats Club for special perks. Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I take a look at all the new comic books coming out on either July 6th or 7th, 2021, and I ask myself the question, what one new comic book would I buy this week if I could buy just one book? I'm going to try to make this the fastest just one book video I've done in a long time, so buckle up, here we go. First, let's take a look back 2 weeks to my pick from 2 weeks ago, which was Something is Killing the Children, issue number 17. And the question remains, was it a worthy pick to be my just one book pick of the week? And the answer is yes, of course it was. It's Something is Killing the Children. It's amazing. I will say, however, that for anybody that jumped on with issue number 16, thinking that would be a good jumping on point with Erica's origin story, it's been an interesting story, but it's nowhere near as good as the first story was of the first 15 issues. The whole monsters killing children and Erica needing to saving the town storyline was really very cool and really very engaging. This story is starting off a little bit more slowly, and there's a little bit of fan service in there. I'm enjoying it a lot, but it doesn't have the pop that, let's say, the first 15 issues did. But I'm sure there is some of that yet to come, and I'm excited to read it when it does. So yes, it was still a worthy pick for me in a week that really didn't present very many options to me. All right, next we're going to do my cover pick of the week, and once again, I don't have a cover pick of the week. I'm really going to limit my cover picks to ones that really stand out to me, either from an artistic standpoint or a spec standpoint or something in between. And although there's some great covers this week, nothing jumped out at me, so I'm not going to do a cover pick this week. All right, let's move forward by taking a look at the 5 honorable mention books that I want to point out to you this week. The first one I want to point out is a book called Ordinary Gods, issue number 1 from Image Comics. Here's part of the description. The luminary, the prodigy, the brute, the trickster, the innovator. 5 gods from a realm beyond our own, leaders in the war of immortals. At least they were, before they were trapped, sent to a planet made into a prison, forced into an endless cycle of human death and reincarnation. Christopher is 22. He's got 2 loving parents and a 12-year-old sister. He works at a paint store. He's in therapy. He's one of the 5. Which means, in order to save everyone he cares about, Christopher will have to reconnect with his past lives and do the unthinkable. Become a god again. All right, this is an interesting concept from writer Kyle Higgins. Could be pretty cool. If it sounded interesting to you, might be a book you consider picking up this week. The next book I want to mention to you is Skybound 10 or X, issue number 1 from Image Comics. Here's the description. Celebrate a sensational 10 years of Skybound with a cavalcade of your favorite creators and all new stories of your favorite series, past, present, and future. Each issue of this oversized weekly series will kick off with a new chapter of a serialized The Walking Dead story, Rick Grimes 2000. Yes, that is Rick Grimes holding a laser sword. By Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley. In addition, we'll be debuting all new series and characters in every issue, starting with the first appearance of the most requested Walking Dead character of all time, Clementine, star of the best-selling Telltale's The Walking Dead video game series. Did we mention new Ultra Mega and Manifest Destiny stories? If you want to know what to expect in Skybound's next 10 years, it all starts here. All right, so if you're a big fan of The Walking Dead, this might be a book for you. You might be interested in future Rick Grimes. You're definitely going to be interested in Clementine. I played the Telltale Games Walking Dead video game, and it was fun, and Clementine is the star of that video game series. So her first appearance in the comic books is at least noteworthy. In addition, if you're into other Skybound titles, this might be a little fun stuff to get from there, and they promise you new stories and new characters, so there may be some spec potential popping out of this book as well. The next book I want to mention to you is Masters of the Universe Revelation. This is issue number 1 of a 4-issue limited series from Dark Horse Comics. Here's part of the description. This is the official comic book prequel to the upcoming Netflix television show written by executive producers Kevin Smith and Rob David and episode writer Tim Sheridan and featuring art by Mindy Lee. That tells you everything you need to know right there. If you're a Masters of the Universe fan, if you're excited about this Netflix show, Masters of the Universe, that's coming, if you like Kevin Smith, Rob David, Tim Sheridan, Mindy Lee, these are all the reasons why you would pick up this book. If none of those things interest you, then you're not going to be interested in this book. The next one I want to mention to you is Extreme Carnage Alpha. It also says issue number 1 here, but I think it's just Alpha. I don't think it's numbered. I think it's Alpha from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. Violence runs in the family. As the dust continues to settle after the species-defining King in Black saga, Eddie Brock and his son Dylan won't be the only ones learning to adjust to a new normal. Collectively called the Life Foundation, symbiotes Scream, Phage, Riot, Lasher, and Agony have tried to reconcile the sometimes noble intentions of their hosts with their often bloodthirsty impulses. But the Life Foundation symbiotes aren't the only ones with a part to play in this story, and they aren't the only symbiotes who find themselves reinvented after King in Black. They have an older sibling who may be reinvented in his own right, Carnage. All right, so if you're a symbiote fan, this is for you. King in Black obviously is going to have reverberations in the world of symbiotes. We've seen it already a little bit with Venom. Now we're going to see how the events of King in Black are going to affect the rest of the symbiote community on Earth. Once again, if you like deep cuts with your symbiotes, this is going to be a series for you. There's this and there are some tie-ins, so you're going to want to scoop up all of it. If you're not a huge symbiote fan, you're not really going to care too much about this. The next book that I want to mention to you is a book called Fight Girls, issue number 1 from Artists, Writers, and Artisans. Here's the description. 10 hard-as-nails women face off in an ancient contest of champions where the winner takes all, the title of Queen of the Galaxy. To win the challenge, each contestant must survive the hazards of the planet's harsh landscape, the ferocious predators on and below its surface, and their fellow contestants. This edition of the contest has a twist. One of the contestants is an infiltrator who has her eye on something bigger than the prize. Who is she, and what does she really want? This one is from Frank Cho, doing the art and the writing. This one is of particular interest to me. I can see this being a movie or a limited series. Battle Island of kick-ass fight girls? Yes, please. Sign me up. The winner is Queen of the Galaxy. This might be so ridiculous and over the top that it is firmly in the awesome category. So I think this could be a really fun, really entertaining comic book to read, and I could also see it having spec potential just off the description. Like, I want to see this movie. Frankly, I want to see it. So I hope that this gets optioned into a movie or a television show. So if you're as enthusiastic about it as I kind of sort of am, you might want to consider picking it up. Okay, so that is all the books that I wanted to give a little special attention to. Those are my 5 little honorable mentions. However, I'm going to squeeze in a little something right here. We're going to do a quick little edition of Tynion Time. Yes, Tynion Time is back this week because we have 3 books from James Tynion IV that are worth noting. This week from James Tynion IV, we have Batman 110 coming out. Pretty cool. Batman's been just consistently amazing, and I'm a fan. We also have The Nice House on the Lake, issue number 2. Boy, I hope you all got your hands on issue number 1. If you didn't, a second print of issue number 1 is going to be coming. I highly recommend picking it up, and definitely pick up issue number 2. It's a 12-issue limited series. I cannot wait to see, based off of what happened in the first issue, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next 11 issues. I'm pumped about this series. I hope you are as well. And also this week we have Wind, issue number 8 from Boom Studios. Wind is like the biggest slept on James Tynion IV property out there. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's a fantastic story. I think it has a great kind of heart to it and meaning, I guess I'll say. I just like it a lot, and it's because it's expertly told and by James Tynion IV. I just had to take a moment to feature these 3 books. It's going to be a great week for a James Tynion IV fan like myself, so I wanted to take a moment to point them out. That being said, none of those are my just one book pick of the week. I know. After weeks of picking James Tynion IV books, kind of defaulting to them because there wasn't much else for me to choose from, I didn't choose Batman or Wind or The Nice House on the Lake, although I wanted to choose all 3 of them. I have to admit, my choice is a little bit of like, don't choose James Tynion IV, Jeff. Don't choose James Tynion IV. So I forced myself a little bit into something this week. But let's go ahead and now take a look at the book this week that I would buy if I could buy just one book. And that book is X-Men, issue number 1 from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. These X-Men are fearless. The heroes of Krakoa are here to save the planet. Things might be complicated between the nation of Krakoa and the rest of the world, but to the X-Men, things are simple. You do what is right, you protect those who need protecting, and you save the world we all share. Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Sunfire, Rogue, Wolverine, Cinch, and Polaris are the chosen champions of mutant kind, and they will not shrink from any battle for their home planet. Writer Jerry Duggan reteams with superstar artist Pepe Larraz to chart the course of the X-Men in a world of the reign of X. All right. There's been so many X-Men titles out there that it's been hard for me, an X-Men fan, to follow the thread of the narrative in the X-Men world right now. But I picked up a handful of the issues from the X-Men universe for the Hellfire Gala. And wow, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but the mutants, I thought the Hellfire Gala was going to actually shrink down the mutants' world and their place in the Marvel universe. It actually kind of blew it up in a way. So, like I said, I have a hard time talking about it without giving any spoilers away, but there were some momentous things that happened. Hopefully you're aware of some of them. Now we have a brand new X-Men title. There was already an X-Men title. Now we're rebooting within issue number 1. And I know if you're anything like me, you hear about a new issue number 1 and you kind of get an eye roll going. You're like, oh, okay, they're rebooting the X-Men again. It's just a cash grab to reboot so that I have to buy another issue number 1. And that's probably partly true. But I want an X-Men title that I can get really excited about, that I can get really pumped up about. And I really want this one to be that title. And I have to say, I like this team. Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Sunfire, Rogue, Wolverine, Cinch, who can take different mutants' powers and use them as his own, kind of in a way that Rogue can. It's interesting that they're both on the same team. I'm looking forward to learning more about this character. And Polaris. I want this to be a cool, exciting, fun X-Men title like the one that I read when I was a kid, written by Chris Claremont for so many decades. So my optimism, my hope that this X-Men title is going to be something that is going to be worthy of being an X-Men number 1 That is the reason why this week I have picked X-Men issue number 1 for my just one book pick for this week. All right, that's my video. I hope that I didn't go too fast, but I hope that you also appreciate the fact that I'm trying to value your time as much as possible. If you like this video and you like the picks that I put out there, likes are appreciated by me. If you have books that you're excited about this week that I didn't mention, or if there's one that wasn't my pick or was my pick, any book that you're excited about, I'd like to hear what excites you down in the comments. As well, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, thanks for watching this video. Even though you're not a subscriber, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe if you'd like. Once again, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.